welcome back everyone to Blender and Unreal Engine, becoming a dungeon prop artist, and this is where we left off. Now, first of all, I think I need to make this a little bit smaller, so I'm going to press 1, put it down here, like so. Now what we'll do is we'll actually shade it smooth, so shade smooth, auto smooth on, and there we go. That looks a lot better. Now we might need a hard edge around this top here. As you can see, it's a little bit smoothed off, and on these parts here, maybe. So let's think about putting a sharp just going all the way around there, so mark sharp. Yeah, and that looks actually better now. Alright, so I'm happy with that. Now let's do the center part of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press Shift S, go to selected, Shift A, bring out a new cube, and press S, bring it out, press 1, S, and I'm going to put it somewhere around something like that. I think looks absolutely fine. And now what I'll do is we'll bring it the other way, so SY, squish it in. It is a small one after all, so SY a little bit more maybe, and then put it just flush against there. And now finally we can grab the edges, so all of these, this one, and this one, and we're going to bevel them off. So Control B, bevel them off like so. Alright, so that's looking kind of nice. Now let's press Control R. And let's have an edge loop going around here, halfway or something like that. And then what we can do is we can pull out those ones here. So I can grab this one, and then I can press E, Enter, S and X, and pull them out. If they don't come out, make sure you're on medium point, S and X, pull them out like so. Now the one thing is I'm not very happy with, I want to mount basically on here, so on this part here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press S and Z and bring it down. And now you can see that I've kind of messed it up. So what I want to do now is bring them the other way. So I'm going to just grab both of these and see if I can actually pull them back out. So I'm going to press S and Z. Yeah, and that's what I want. That looks much better. Now I just want to bevel off these edges. So I'm going to come in, grab this one, this one, this one, this one, tab, Control A, all transforms, right click, so origin to geometry, tab, Control B, and just bevel those off now. And now you can see that looks a ton better. Alright, so now let's make the inner part of this. So I'm going to grab this part, pull it back a little bit. I'm going to press I, bring it in, E, and then I, and let's make the actual lock. So I, bring it in like that, and then S and X, and bring it together just to make that little lock. Then we'll press Tab, E, and just pull it back. And there we go. Simple as that part. Alright, so now let's make these actual kind of metal type straps that are going to go around here. So we'll make the top parts of them. And I think on this, we'll actually make them leather as well or something like that. So let's do that. So first of all, we'll make the top part. So Q, S, and then we'll bring it up and pull it out. And we'll put it to the place where it wants to be, which is roughly around there. And then we'll rotate it. So R and X, rotate it round. Now the problem is whenever you rotate something, of course you're going to have problems after that in making it smaller and things like that. So probably better off not actually rotating it, getting it the right size first. So S and Z, S and Y, something like that. And then let's come in and just bevel that off. So bevel this off. Like so, Control B, bevel it off, just like that. And then what we'll do is we'll bring it out, and I'll do actually probably a bit of a different bevel now. So I'll press I, and I'll pull it out with Shift D. And then what I'll do is I'll press E, and now what I'll do is I'll bevel these. I'm thinking, can I bevel that off again? Maybe. So we'll just have a quick look if I can bevel it off again. So what I'm going to do is just going to grab those two, Control B, and this time I'll just change the segments like so. Yeah, and I think that is what I'm actually looking for, something like that. So now I've got that. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, that looks there. So I'll just press Control Z, go back, grab this one and this one, press Control B, and bevel it off. And now what I'll do is I'll just make these a little bit thinner, so S and Y, and then we'll just pull them back into place like so. And you should end up with something like that. And now we can actually probably think about rotating it. So is that going to be big enough, or do we need to make it a little bit bigger? I think and then bring it up. And we're going to put it on this middle one here, and then R and X, rotate it, put this on normal, and then we can move it in the right direction like so. And yeah, I think that looks really great. All right, so now we can use this to bring it over here. So what I mean by that, I'm just going to pull it out a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to this part, and I'm going to press I on this part. So I, like so. And now what I want to do is I actually want to bring it in. So hopefully, with my normal on, if I press S and Y, I should then be able to bring it in like so, and move it up very slightly. And now I can actually move this out. So if I press E, it should follow that line. And that's basically how I want this to be. And then I'm going to move it out as I work along. So I'm going to press E and Z. And I need to put this back on global. So E, Z. And there we go. And now I need to just flatten this off. So if I press S and Z now, it will flatten it off. Press S and Z again if you need to. And there we go. Now we just want to have some more edge loops. So Control R, put this around here. That actual edge loop then should actually do it. So if I pull this up, look, you can see that that actually looks really, really nice. And now I just want to bevel these off as well. And the reason is because I probably want this to be a leather strap. So Control B, like so. And you can see it didn't really bevel that off very well. And of course, the reason is we didn't reset the transformation. So right click, origin to geometry. Now try beveling it off. And it should. Let's have a look. Let's bevel one of them off first. So Control B. There you go. That's looking better. Shade smooth. Let's bring on auto smooth. That one's looking nice. Now it's just this one. So see if I can actually bevel this off. Like so. And that's not going to work. So let's try again. So Control B, can we bevel? Just keeps going down, as you can see. And the reason, of course, is because of the shape of it. So I just need to press Control B, turn down these segments. I think that's going to actually fix it. Can I fix it doing that? Let's have a look. Oops, bring it back. Yeah, and I don't think that's actually going to fix it for some reason. So what I'll do is instead, we'll do it a different way. We'll press Control R, bring it in like so. Press Control R, bring it up like so. And then we'll just pull these back a little bit. So grab them both, pull them. Ah, that's why. It's actually two together. So yeah, that's why that's not actually working. So let's go back. And now we've got them. So let's just grab Alt, Shift, and click G, and you'll see that they're actually two. So let's pull them out like so. I don't know when I made that mistake, but you can see I did do it, and now I've actually fixed it. So now let's come to the bottom. Press Control B, and there we go. The best thing is, if you know how to fix something, it doesn't really matter so much. Now, we want a little bit of a bolt here, so I'm just going to go back to my materials, and I want to grab this bolt, and I'm just going to press Shift D, and then I'm going to move it over. And what I want to do is I want to not hide my materials because that will get rid of the bolt. So I'm just going to press RX 90, make it a little bit smaller, and I'm just going to put this bolt right on the front of here. So if I press 1, I should be able to put this right on the front of there, like so, and then bring it back. Press the dot one to zoom in to make sure I'm getting flush then, and there we go. Alright, now if I join this with this, Control J, now I should be able to hide that materials again, and this will still stay there, of course. Okay, so now we've got this. Let's press Control A, all transforms, right click, set origin to 3D cursor, and now let's just mirror it over. So add modifier, mirror, and there we go. That's pretty much this part done. Now, the only thing that we've got to do now is we need to separate these out, because at the moment, when I press Control A, these all are all together, and we don't really want that. So let's come in, separate these and these, press P, selection, grab this and this part, press Control J, bring in Auto Smooth, right click Shade Smooth, and then we can come in now and bring in a bevel. And there you go, you can see it looks a ton better. Let's turn it down though to 0.003. And I'm wondering, yeah, that should be okay. I think that's going to be fine. Now, let's think about the actual sides. Now, for the sides of these, I'm just going to do a real simple setup with that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift A, bring in a curve, and we're just going to bring in a circle. The options, of course, are over on this side. I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to press R, Y, 90, like so. Bring it over, make it smaller still. Press 3 on the number pad so I can see what I'm actually doing. Still needs to be smaller, as you can see. And then I'm going to put it round about there, something like that. I'm going to turn up the actual depth first. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure it's still thin, so you can see maybe a little bit too big at the moment. Bring it down like so. Turn down the resolutions and then turn them back up to something like 4. Turn down the resolution of this depth here, and there we go. Now on the next one, what we'll do then is we'll get this finished off. So, and then what we'll do is we'll get all of these textured and things like that. And then after that, we can actually start with getting our treasure in, our treasure piles and things like that, which will be really exciting actually to do something a little bit different rather than all this wood and metal. All right, everyone. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.